AMANA Voice, the voice of trust. Brought to you by the American Muslim Association of North America. Each and every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Each week we will bring to you issues confronting our community. Join us this Sunday at 6 p.m. for AMANA Voice, the voice of trust. Brought to you by your Muslim neighbors on WTPS 1080 AM, the People's Station.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, owner of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone we worship, Thee alone we ask for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom Thou hast favored, not the path of those who earn Thine anger, nor of those who go astray.
Let's go. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We begin in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. All praises and glory is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. We seek refuge in Allah from Shaitan, Satan the rejected. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of you tonight. My name is Brother Kamal, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Al-Amana, the voice of trust, brought to you by the American Muslim Association of North America. In our studios tonight, we have with us once more the director of AMANA, Brother Sufyan Zarqut. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sufyan. Welcome.
Peace be upon you. Alaikum salam. I'm glad to be here. And on behalf of AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America, I would like to welcome our dear friend, Mrs. Carmen, the Executive Director for the Crime Watch of Dade County, for giving the time to come and to be part of this program. Thank you very much, Carmen.
It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you for coming, Carmen. We also have with us this evening Brother Amir, and he is a director of Project Downtown. He appeared on our first program we had on this radio station, WTPS 1080. I'd like to welcome him back on and ask him to tell us a little bit again about Project Downtown and what's going on since we talked last.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you, Kamal. Thank you for inviting us again. It's always a pleasure to be here. Well, the update is, as you guys know, we're approaching the winter season.
Yes.
And when you think of Miami, you don't think of winter really. But,
of course not.
But, you know, if you're on the streets, it doesn't really matter. And when it gets late at night and it gets quite windy, a sweater or a blanket or a comforter or even sometimes a cardboard box can go a long way. So that's really what we're focusing on in these next couple weeks until we pass the winter season.
Okay, so you'd like to give a shout out to where would we be collecting these? All the masajid, or would you like to tell us where we can drop these blankets off to so you can collect them and distribute them to the poor?
Yes, the AMANA office would probably be your best bet because you can go ahead and call them. The phone number is 305 305-898-9314. That's 305-898-9314. You can also go to any of your, if you have any mosques in the area, and give it to them and tell them it's for Project Downtown. It will definitely get to us as well. What we're looking for mainly is sweaters, jackets, mainly male clothes, pants will do, warm socks, definitely blankets, sheets, comforters. We have given, over 100 of these items, in the past couple of weeks, and we still have a lot more requests for many, many more. So we'd greatly appreciate it.
How about food, brother? Do you need food supplies also?
Food is always good. Food is the kind of thing you need all year round. So we can definitely take food. Again, if you're going to drop food, it'll probably be non-perishable items. You can go ahead and drop it as well in the AMANA office. Or one of your local mosques, or you can come to our location at University of Miami at the Muslim Student Organization. You can go ahead and drop it there as well. Would be very highly appreciated.
Okay. What about the information for the Project Downtown? If anybody wants to log in, get more information about it.
Definitely. The information for the project, the website is www.projectdowntown.org. And the email is inquiry@projectdowntown.org. You can send us an email if you want to arrange a pickup. If you have a lot of stuff and you don't want to drive it, we can come by with a van or with a truck and pick it up from you. I mean, we're very, very flexible. Most of us are students, but we have the time on our hands to arrange something.
I'd like to plug in once more Al-Amana, Brother Sufyan, the director of Al-Amana. Tell us a little bit again about Al-Amana and the information you have on the religion of Islam, that if anybody needs any information about the deen, different types of languages also, you have literature.
Yeah, we have AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America, been established since 1998, and mainly we try to outreach to the Muslims and non-Muslims. We try to reach the Muslims to provide them with the proper education. We provide imams, we provide Islamic school, books, and all necessary materials in different languages. And also we try to reach the non-Muslim to try to build bridges between us and the non-Muslim communities. We've been working with many Christian leaders, Jewish leaders. We like to try to reach out to all the leaders of other community. We are living in the same society, and we feel we have to be working together for the sake of our own. I mean, if you want to benefit your own community member, you should care about the other community members. And we've been trying to build bridges with all these communities. And also we have many programs. We have programs of gift certificates. We have programs to benefit the needy, the people who can't, for example, marry. We can try to help them out with furniture. We have a lot of programs. If you like to learn more about our organization, you can go to www.al-amana.org. You can go and read about our mission statement and more about our services. Thank you.
Brother Sufyan, I'd like to also ask you how you got involved with the Citizens Crime Watch program. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Actually, in 2003, I met the executive director, Mrs. Carmen, in one of the emergency meetings, and she invited me to come to her board. And since then, I've been going to the board, and as a matter of fact, I've been appointed officially now by the executive board members to be part of the Crime Watch of Dade County, which is, I am very honored to be part of the Crime Watch. And the reason actually that, especially after 9/11, we start to, if 9/11, we got affected the most as Muslims and Arabs, and we feel that we all should be part of the Crime Watch, the Crime Stoppers, and other programs might benefit more education for our community and other community how to be part of the solution and how to try to prevent by education and by providing programs to prevent, may Allah forbid, future disasters and terrorist attacks. And I felt that the Crime Watch, it's very, very important program, and we already sent many education programs that we wish to see, especially the Muslims, and to be part in their neighborhood in the Crime Watch program, because if every neighborhood has one Muslim in the Crime Watch, I think that will be a great assets for their neighborhood and for and Islamically I'm talking, I'm not bringing anything from me, that we are required as Muslims to protect our neighbors, to protect the members around us in the society, whoever they are. And this is the teaching of Muhammad, peace be upon him, our prophet, to try to be a positive, a plus in the neighbor, in your neighbor, and to be part of this great agency, which is the Crime Watch of Dade County. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You're listening to AMANA, the Voice of Trust, on 1080 WTPS. My name is Brother Kamala, and I'd like to welcome you once more. And tonight with us we have Carmen Caldwell, and she is the Executive Director of Citizens Crime Watch. And tonight I would like to just talk about some tips for the holiday season. Some crime prevention tips, and just tips to take you through the holiday season so that you can be safe out there. One of the things I like to do in this program, if we can, is divide our segment into two parts. The high-tech crime that occurs through the computers and through you using your card. And then we can talk about the other crimes that people commit, are those who just come up to you, with a knife or a gun and say, well, give me, all your money and your stuff for the Christmas, So let's talk a little bit about, and that article you wrote recently, about some of the high-tech crimes that takes place and how people can be a little bit more aware of the things that they can do to prevent some of these crimes.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's really a pleasure. And Sophie, you don't remember when you really, really met me. Do you remember right after September 11th? September 11th, Elliot Rodriguez and Channel 4 had some of the Muslim community members, and they had me on the program as to if Neighborhood Watch was part of profiling. That's how I met you.
Wow, that's
interesting.
Safe.
Yes.
So, it's irrelevant. Yes. But I am very happy that you are now part of the executive board of Citizens Crime Watch of Miami-Dade County. Back to what you were saying, now with the holidays, and we'll talk a little bit about Neighborhood Watch in a little bit, but it's very important to me, and like you were saying today's article, we're getting very lazy where we're doing all of our shopping online instead of having to deal with the traffic and the lines and ta-da. I am one that will not shop online. I'll order something and go pick it up, but I will not.
Why won't you
I
shop
won't.
online?
I'm 59 years old. I come from the old school, and I just still don't trust it. And I've seen too many things happen, and a lot of people shop online, and it's okay as long as you're careful where you're going, read the fine print about what it says as far as what type of security you have online. If you're going to, use a credit card, make sure you understand what their return policy is. Make sure you understand, how secure it is and where actually you're ordering from. You got to really have a trusted site, and that's really the basis of shopping online, and just being careful where you go, when you shop online. Again, I still don't feel comfortable doing it. People pay their bills online, Florida Power and Light, Bell South, da-da. You know what? When I go away, I'm still the type of person that will not call and cancel my mail, or I won't put a stop to my paper because I don't know who I'm talking to at the other end. So that's how sensitive I am. I've gotten to the point, even with credit cards, now during this holiday season, they have what's called skimmers, where they can steal your number. Well, no matter where I go, whether it's a restaurant or a grocery store, I do not give my credit card to anybody. I tell the waiter, I'm sorry, don't be offended, but show me where I have to go pay. When I go to the gas station and to get gas, I make sure that before I insert my credit card, I sort of pull a little bit on the slot to make sure it doesn't fall out, because one of the things they do is they pull it out, put a skimmer, right, and then they put it back, and they spend the whole day stealing your credit card numbers, So little things like this is where we can be very, very protective, and just paying attention. So again, I'm, very, very tough when it comes to, technology.
Yeah. And cautious,
Very, very cautious.
All of us should be more cautious. Yeah.
And that's the one thing is that I find that with people our generation, we're too trusting.
Yes.
And we don't know enough about the technology. And we don't take the time to know about the technology.
Well, is this type of theft, is it on the rise? Being the director, do you have any information of whether or not they're able to keep a handle on it, or their punishment out there enough to keep the crimes down?
When it comes to technology, when it comes to fraud and identity theft, it's the #1 crime across the world. Forget the country, across the world. Because, what's happening here is happening in England, it's happening in France, it's happening in Spain, So they're having their same issues that we're having here. But identity theft with the credit cards, that is the #1 crime. And now they've taken it to even another level. We were talking about this before, and that is the cell phones.
Now, I have a little story for you, because recently I had been a victim of identity theft. I worked 2 jobs, 5 days a week, and when I came to find out, somebody was spending my money in Disney World in Orlando. So I had to go to the bank and close out the account.
Isn't that horrible?
And go through all things of reopening a new account and all that. What are the steps? What steps should this person take if they figured out somehow that?
Well, first of all, everyone, once a year is entitled to a credit check. Okay, you have the 3 large credit corporations, and you should utilize them. And by law, federal law, you are entitled to a free credit check, from the 3 companies once a year. What I do, instead of calling all 3, and I didn't bring it with me, but I'll be happy to share any information if anybody wants to call my office. I'll be happy to send them information. But what I do is I take the 3 companies and I break it up. Every 4 months I'll call Aquarian. The 4th month I'll call the 2nd one, and then the 4th month. So this way I have a good picture the whole year to make sure if anybody is tapping into my credit. And you can do it, again, all at one time, once a year, or you can use, every 4 or 5 months, just check. But identity theft, like I said, it's number 1. And if you went through it, the first thing that you need to do is call the police and make a report.
Oh, I didn't do that.
The one thing is that you need to call the police right away and pull a police report, because that way when you call your credit cards, when you call everybody else, you have that information, and they will ask you for if you did a police report. And then from there, it's very challenging, but you need to do it like right away. There's 3 companies, the credit companies. There is a site that you can go to. It's called freecreditreport.com, but you have to be very careful because they try to sell you stuff there. Just be aware that that you don't have to pay for anything. That it's free by law. It's free. The other thing is that once people don't realize how easy it is to take your information. How many people have a shredder? A shredder is the most important thing you can own next to buying gas. Let me tell you, that's how important a shredder is. Okay? Because all of us get from the different companies, Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, oh, you have such good credit, I'm going to give you $25,000, you have been approved. And, people look at it and they go, oh, I don't want another credit card, and they throw it in the garbage. Well, there are people out there that's what they do. They are called dumpster divers. And they dive into dumpsters, pull out garbage, and they look for these things, these credit card, these offers that they give you. And what they do is that they take it and they'll call the company, because it has all your information on there. It has your name, your address, you pre-approved. Well, they'll call the credit card company and say, my name is Carmen Caldwell, and you just send me this great offer, and I want to switch from my Visa to your MasterCard. Here, what other information do you need? And they ask all these questions. Well, the only thing is that I've moved. I'm no longer at this address. So this is my new address.
That's pretty cunning. Yes.
Yes, it is. So what happens is that here, they send that credit card to an address that they give, you see. And that's where then you end up, when you go buy a car, you go, get something, end up, oh my God, I owe $30,000, and you never even knew. The other thing that they're doing, and now especially during the holidays, is they'll steal. I tell people that do not put any mail in the mailbox. Take it to a mailbox itself. Don't leave it out there so that the mailman picks up your mail. Don't raise that little flag and say, come and get me, there's mail in here. No, you shouldn't do that, because people actually drive around neighborhoods, especially during the holiday season. And they open up your mailbox, they see that you have a payment, you're paying your Visa, you're paying your Florida Power and Light, and they will take that. They will do a couple of things. If you're paying Florida Power and Light or Bell South, they will whitewash that check. And they will make it out to themselves. And then they will go to one of those check cashing places, or if they have a friend at a store or whatever, and they'll cash that check. The next month you get the Florida Power and Light bill, and you go, I know I paid this. And you go back to your checkbook, and sure enough. But now the canceled check that you get is made out, to, Fidel Castro or somebody, and you don't know who it is. So you've lost it. And now you have to call Florida Power and Light and say, I did pay it, my check was stolen. The other thing is with credit cards is that when you're making that payment, all your information is on there. So they'll pull that information out, and they'll call the credit card company. And they'll say, I moved, I need this moved over to this building. So, just like we all work 40 hours a week to make money, there's people out there that are working 30 hours a week to take our money.
Yes, of course. Now, what about the punishment for crimes that are committed, like identity theft? Is it very severe? Is it a significant deterrence for people not to commit these type of thefts? Because usually people who commit identity theft, if the punishment is negligible, if they go to jail or they get a slap on the wrist and they walk away, this is not enough deterrent for committing crimes like these.
No, I unfortunately, depending where you live, each state has their own laws and penalties, and just like some states have the death penalty, some don't. I don't think personally that the penalties are severe enough when it comes to identity theft. I think it's just too overwhelming. I think it's caught this country off guard in the last few years of how big it is. I think that's something that needs to really be looked at. I mean, when they catch them, they'll put them in jail, and depending on how many millions. But again, locally, let's say, if you know that your credit card was stolen, that somebody's using your credit card, and you call your local police. Well, it all depends on what police department. Some police departments won't even come out and take a report. They'll just take it over the phone. So, the priorities sometimes are just not there. So it's difficult. I think it needs to really get tougher than what it is. I just don't think it's tough enough right now.
No, matter of fact, when I went to the bank to report the identity theft on my credit card, the person that I dealt with, the teller, she said that she has just taken care of 3 people previous to mine on the same problem. So being a executive member of this organization, if there are steps that should be taken to have laws passed, which the penalty would be much greater, how would you go about doing that?
Well, one thing that I try to stay informed when legislation starts, when our senators and our representatives, get together up in Tallahassee, I try to look at what laws are being introduced. And I think that one thing that we need to do is get our representatives, to make the penalties a lot tougher.
Okay, we have a station break coming up right now. We're going to take that break now, Jen. Yes, we'll take a station break right now, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Al-Amana Voice, the voice of trust. This program is brought to you by AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America. Al-Amana Voice radio program is sponsored by As-Salam Mediterranean Halal Markets, one of the largest halal market in Florida, where you can purchase all you need from Middle Eastern grocery products. As-Salam Mediterranean Halal Market is located at University and Sunrise Boulevard at the northeast corner. Telephone 954-916-6266. Al-Mambar Arabic Community Newspaper, the oldest newspaper in Florida that brings the business closer to the public. 16 years of services. If you would like to promote your products, remember Al-Mambar. Pick up your December issue at the closest grocery store. Ashraf Halal Meat, one of the largest Caribbean market, a variety of West Indian products of halal meat such as chicken, lamb, and goats. Also, they carry a variety of seafood products and varieties of fruits and vegetables. Visit their location at 441 and 20705 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Miami. Telephone 305-654-0195. As-Salam Halal Restaurant. Are you looking for a delicious Mediterranean food? Come visit the best Middle Eastern halal restaurant where you can enjoy falafel, shawarma, kebab, and many other dishes. They are worth to try. As-Salam Halal Restaurant is located at University and Sunrise Boulevard at the northeast corner. Telephone 954-916-5193. The Oriental Bakery and Grocery, one of the largest and oldest Mediterranean market in Florida, where you can purchase all you need from Middle Eastern grocery products. A great selection of halal products are available. Pita bread are baked daily on premises. The Oriental Bakery is located at Coral Way, 1760 Southwest 3rd Avenue, Miami. Telephone 305-854-0501. The law offices of Taghreed Hassan. For legal immigration and family law issues and concerns, contact their office at telephone 954-560-2743. Adam Travel Services. Your travel partners for 30 years. For all travel needs, contact Adam Travel at 1-800-797-2326 or 954-916-1911. Finally, we would like to mention that Amana offers free translation of the Quran copies in English, Spanish, or in French. Also, free books on Islam. Send your request to Amana Fax, number 305-945-0399, or by email to info@al-amana.org. To learn more about Amana, the American Muslim Association of North America, please visit Amana website at www.al-amana.org. If you need a copy of today's programs, or if you have any questions, concerns, tips, or suggestions, please email us at info@al-amana.org. Again, info@al-amana.org.
I'd like to welcome you once more to Al-Amana, the Voice of Trust, brought to you by the American Muslim Association of North America. In our studios tonight, we have Carmen Caldwell, the Director of Citizens Watch, and also we have Brother Sufyan Zakut with us. And we're trying to give out tips for the holiday season for those people who are shopping out there for this holiday season, to be careful of where you go and what you do so that you can be safe. Okay, and I'd like to we are transmitting at Afro Books and Cafe, located at 5575 Northwest 7th Avenue in Miami. I would like to welcome you if you want to come across and say hello to us here. Please come over to 5575 Northwest 7th Avenue, Afro in Books and Cafe. Okay. We at the beginning of our program we spoke about the high-tech crimes, and I like to talk about the backstreet crimes now. You know,
It's called the down-to-earth crimes, the everyday crimes.
Give me your money.
Especially now in the holiday season. And one of the things that we were talking about is, you know, everybody's out shopping, everybody's happy right now, you know, and what happens is we let our guard down and we get so happy that we forget that there are people out there that are watching us, people out there that want to take whatever we have.
I like to give out numbers if anyone would like to call in. It's 1-877-825-1080. That's 1-877-825-1080 if you'd like to call and talk to Carmen, or you'd like to call and talk to Brother Sufyan here at the station. Go ahead.
And so now during this last week, it really gets kind of busy for people like me that are procrastinators that haven't finished their Christmas shopping. So like we're on, hurry. One of the things is that I tell women is to please do not carry a purse. You don't need to take a purse with you when you're going shopping. And if you are going to have to carry a purse, take one of those purses that you can swing over your neck and always have it in front of you.
Yes.
Not to the side, not to the back, but in front of you. The men, the same thing. Pickpockets are a big thing right now. We have groups of people that come from other parts of the state and other parts of the country that's all they're going to be doing for the next 3 weeks or so is pickpocketing. So, men, carry those wallets in the front pocket and not in the back pocket. When you're out, shopping, one of the things that happens, and Sophie, and you told me about this that happened to you, is that we have a tendency to put stuff in the car and then walk away and keep on shopping. And we can't do that. One of the latest things that was happening last year that we found out about is that people were walking inside the store, bad guys were walking inside the store with cell phones. And, cell phones have cameras. And what they were doing is, and what they're doing still, is that they'll follow people around that are buying, like the Xbox or computers or, recorders, nice items, electrical items. And they follow them up to the cash register and they take their picture. That picture then is sent to another bad guy out in the parking lot, okay, who receives that picture and knows that, Sophie just bought an Xbox and he's got a white shirt with gray stripes, a little bald on top, with a little white beard. And so he's got the perfect picture already. So all he has to do is stand by the door and match the person coming out to the picture that he has on his cell phone. That was sent from the inside from his accomplice. Now, two things happen. Either Sophie's going to get in the car, and put it in the car and then drive home, or he is going to, just put it in the car and keep on shopping. Well, they're hoping that you will do that because then as you walk away, they will go to that car, pop the trunk, which they can do, or pop your driver's side, and get into your car and steal it. And folks, it only takes like seconds. The other thing they're doing is that if it's something really, really expensive, like a plasma TV or a big computer, they will, on some occasions, follow you home. Now, they do these more with women, and I'll tell you why. We women have a tendency to shop for hours and hours, and then all of a sudden, we're done. We're on our way home, and we need to go to the bathroom. So the minute we get home, we just rush inside, leaving everything out in the car. And during that 2-minute bathroom break that you take, everything in your car disappears. So, if you have stuff in your car, pay attention that nobody's following you. And once you see that nobody's following you, just take the stuff down, with you. Do not leave anything in the car. If someone is following you, though, and you have a suspicion that somebody's following you, what can you do? Well, we have a horn in our car that you can sit on that horn and blow that horn until you wake up everybody, call attention to anybody, but don't get out of the car. Sit inside that car and blow the horn if you feel threatened that someone might be following you.
I recommend also for our senior citizens not to shop alone.
Right.
Because
that is very, very important.
They have to take either their kids with them or their friends, their neighbors with them.
Right.
This I recommend that.
Right. We also, with our seniors, we ask them to shop with a buddy, shop with someone during the day, not at night. Again, seniors are the #1 target because they're vulnerable, they easy fall down, they can knock them over sometimes. So that, and again, they come from the old school, so they all have carrying purses that we don't need to carry, you know. So we do advise that. The gifts after Christmas. Okay, a lot of people forget, well, okay, Christmas is over with, the holidays it's over with, you know, I opened up all my presents and they throw all the boxes outside. Well, why would you want to let everybody in the world know what you just got for Christmas? So what we recommend is that you take those boxes, mash them up, cut them up or whatever, and stick them in one of those big green trash bags. Okay, just stuff them in there and then put them out, you know, for the garbage men to take. But don't throw Christmas Day, don't throw those boxes, you know, out so that the whole world knows what you just got.
Keep low profile no matter what you buy.
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, if you just bought a plasma TV and you put a big box outside that says 52-inch plasma, everybody's going to know you got a plasma. So you just get those boxes, you know, crunch them up and put them in a bag.
Especially many people looking for plasma to steal.
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah. The other thing is that if you're going away for the holidays, okay, and this is where Neighborhood Watch comes in handy, and again, you know, we've talked about some very important issues, and I'd like to come back some other time and talk about Neighborhood Watch, but if you're going away for the holidays, please leave lights on, let a neighbor know you're going away, have someone pick up your mail, have someone pick up your newspaper, and many of the local police departments have what's called watch orders, you know, where they will come by and check on your house. I know that Miami-Dade Police, it's a service they do, and some of the other municipalities.
Why don't you give us a little bit extra more tips for securing our houses, like when we leave to go out shopping?
If you're going out shopping, well, first of all, anytime you go out and you're going to be gone at night, you know, your front light and your back light should be on. You should leave some lights on inside if, you know, if you're just going to go out. My house looks like Christmas year-round because I always leave lights on all the time. But if you're going away specifically, if you're going away to visit a relative, you're going out of town, you know, you need to contact, you know, your neighbor. You need to contact your police department.
Yes.
They have timers, you know. A lot of people like to have the sensor lights where if somebody steps on, you know, the grass, the lights come on. Right. I don't like those because you're giving someone the opportunity to get out of the car and come on your lawn. I always say leave the lights on permanently.
Yeah, thieves hate lights.
Yeah, and they hate lights. They hate lights, you know. They don't want to be seen. You know, they want to be like a cockroach, you know. And, you know, when cockroaches, you turn the light on and they all scatter. You know, that's the same thing with these people. So, you know, if you're going away, you know, again, contact a neighbor. Let a neighbor know where you're going. Contact your alarm company. A lot of times people do not let the alarm company know that you're going away. And then the alarm goes off and they're trying to call you and they can't reach you and, you know, then they have to send the police. And so, you know, again, you know, contact your alarm company, let them know where you're going and how to reach you.
Also, there is an old tip. Don't let the newspapers pile in front of your door. You know that.
Right. Well, that's why I said, you know, have a neighbor, someone pick up your newspaper and also your mail, you know, periodically every day. You don't want people to see, you know, stuff thrown in front of your house because that means that you're not there.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you are going to have someone come and check your house, make sure that you let the police know because you don't want, you know, your brother or a sister or a friend come to check on your house, the police arrive, and, you know, they're going to go through a bad experience. So if there's going to be a car left in the driveway, you know, make sure that you let the police know it's a yellow car or it's a red car. But, you know, these are little things that can help you while you're gone, and you can have a safe holiday trip.
Okay, I need to ask about also, beside the senior citizens, which we all care about, in our society. Also, we are living in a city with a lot of tourists will be coming this holiday from up north and from the Latin America. Do you have really good tips for the tourists who's coming?
Well, there was a time when, we used to have a lot of programs as the tourists were coming into the airport. And I always tell my friends when they're coming in town, make sure you have a map, make sure you know where you're going, don't get lost. I always tell people that if they do have family members that are going to be coming down, make sure they know where they're going, that they have the right directions, because that's very, very important. And, again, try not to look like a tourist, have the maps hanging out, but be aware. And hopefully sometime next year, I want to do a brochure, that
orientation.
An orientation, and we did that back in the early 90s. So, but again, it's your responsibility as a person that's living here, to protect the people that are visiting you.
Yes.
Because we're in a very metropolitan city, big city. We're bigger than some states. So the crimes that occur here don't necessarily occur, in an area that, the population is 5,000, and they come with a different mindset, I mean, I've been to cities around the country where they still have the doors open at night. We can't do that.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. You're listening to Al-Amana, the voice of trust, on WTPS 1080. In our studios tonight, we have with us Carmen Caldwell, who's the director of Citizen Crime Watch. And we're talking about tips for the holiday season to keep you safe, to keep your family safe, to keep your property safe. And Carmen, we talked about women keeping their purses in front of them and secured, and men with their wallets behind shouldn't, put it in the front and make sure it's secured. And about dark, lonely places, and always be in a crowd or a company that you can protect each other. What other tips do you have during this holiday season?
Well, during the holiday season also is like when you go to the malls, you go to stores, park your car in a well-lit area.
Right.
When you get out of the store, have your keys in your hands, Don't be walking to your car looking for your keys or standing there, Be ready, be alert. And bad guys are not stupid, okay? Let's face it, they are not stupid. They're not bright, but they're not stupid, And they know, who they can target and who they cannot. And if you're walking looking confident, if you're walking with a friend and you're paying attention, they know. They want people that are in la-la land, like I say, that people that are not paying attention, people that are got their brains someplace else other than where they're at.
I always see the news down here when people get robbed or get mugged, they show these women parked all the way back. There was no light. And then they tell you, this is the wrong thing to do, to be out there all alone.
And you have to pay attention, because what happens is that you can be coming out of a shopping center or a store. If somebody's asking you for direction, go, excuse me, just stay right there. Don't let anybody approach you. Don't walk up to a car if somebody pulls up in front of you, in the parking lot and says, oh, I need directions. Don't bend over. Don't get close to the car. Little things like that, we don't think about. And I always tell women, you need to practice. You need, just how we teach our children, right from wrong, how to read, that kind of things. We as women, need to practice, the what if. What if somebody comes in front of me? What if I'm walking over here? What if, so that your mind does it automatically when the situation happens.
Okay. I would like to ask you, Carmen, let's say somebody leaving the store, walking to their car, and somebody came, start to grab the merchandise or grab the purse. What
Give
do you
it
want
to
say?
them.
Give it to them.
You give it to them. Never fight anybody.
Yes.
If they're going to grab your purse, if they want your purse bad enough, they're going to get it.
Yes.
You know, and nothing in the world is worth, you know, fighting for that can be replaced. Your life cannot be replaced.
Also, also, I really recommend also, especially for the women, not to wear too much jewelry in this time, you know.
Right, no jewelry, and just be aware.
Yes,
Yeah.
be cautious.
Yes. Yes. So what about, do you recommend, if somebody finds themselves in a situation where they it's lonely, that they be on the cell phone with somebody else, you know, like their husband or, you know, somebody.
Well, first of all, they should not be in that situation.
Well, you know,
okay?
the situation.
But yes,
shopping
if you're shopping, you know, and all of a sudden you got there and it was daylight and now it's nighttime and it's darker than you thought, yes, you should.
Yes.
But another thing that's very important, children. If you're out shopping, please hold on to your children.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Carmen Caldwell for coming on our program, and we'll have to invite you back up. Yeah, please give us a phone number.
305-470-1670. If you want to call Citizens Crime Watch of Miami-Dade County, 305-470-1670.
Okay, Carmen, we appreciate it very much.
Thank
You
you so much.
very much for being on our program. We hope to invite you back next time pretty soon. I'd like to thank you all for listening. Please tune in next week when we'll have another edition of Amana, the Voice of Trust. Until then, may the peace and blessings of God be upon each and every one of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The plants and trees, He created the birds and bees, He created the oceans and seas, some of His many bounties. He made us on earth trustees, to obey all His decrees. Oh Allah, have mercy, please, clean away our heart's disease. Jalla Allahu fi ula, ma lana rabbun siwa. Jalla Allahu fi ula, ma lana rabbun siwa. Jalla Allahu fi ula, ma lana rabbun siwa. رب واهب الحياة مجري الريح والمياه فاضت بالندى يداه من الذي هداه جل الله في علا ما لنا رب سواه جل الله في علا ما لنا رب سواه جل الله في علا ما لنا رب سواه لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله. He gave us the day and night. He gave us our sense of sight. He created the sun so bright and the moon so pure and white. He saved us from our plight. He led us towards the light. He led us to the straight path through His mercy and His might. جل الله في علا ما لنا رب سواه جل الله في علا ما لنا رب سواه جل الله في علا ما لنا رب سواه لا إله إلا الله Lord of the earth and the sky, Lord of the mountains so high, Lord of the earth and the sky, Lord of the mountains so high, Lord of the day and the night, Lord of joy and delight. Ya Allah, Lord of the day and the night, Lord of joy and delight.
News, talk, weather, and traffic on News Talk 1080 AM WTPS, the People Station. News Talk 1080, the People Station.
طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع ما دعا لله داع. Oh, the white moon rose over us from the valley of Wada, and we owe it to show gratefulness where the call is to Allah, where the call is to Allah. أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير دار مرحبا يا خير دار. heart to the setting nobleness. Welcome best colors to God's way. Welcome best colors to God's way.